God will not save your family farm operation. Now, let me explain about that a little bit because that statement right to start this video off has a lot of weight to it. Now, a lot of people inside of the ag industry, we are Christians, right? A lot of people are, connected to God in a way and go to church and things like that. And a lot of people like to rely on hope and prayer. Now, when it comes to making business decisions inside of the farm operation, hope and prayer, yes, it does have its place, but a lot of people, they rely on hope and prayer alone, which long term, that is not the type of strategy that will allow you to build a successful business that you can pass on to the next generation there. And it's ultimately going to cause a lot more problems for you. Now, I am of the opinion that yes, we need to have hope and prayer and we need to be praying about certain things there, but without action, guys, without being willing to take actions that not everybody else would take. And what I mean by that is, are you willing to adapt? Are you willing to change inside the operation? Or are you one of those people there where you just think things should be done the way it's always been done the past 3, 4, 5 decades there and that nothing changes, right? Are you one of the people that are willing to make hard decisions that are going to be combated by people inside the operation that are going to challenge you on whether or not you're making the right decision? Are you willing to really lead the operation? And the reason I say all this is because, yes, we need to have hope and prayer, but you as the business owner have to be willing to take the action required in order to get the results that the business is going to need long term. You have to be able to see the short-term actions and or sacrifices that need to be made today in order to help the business achieve its long-term goals. The next piece here, and what I mean by when I say God will not save your family farm operation, is that we all hit roadblocks as business owners. And when inside the farming and ranching industry, there's roadblocks, it seems like, every other week, and it's a brand new one that's coming up for you. What I'm here to tell you, though, is that the roadblocks are there for a reason. This is God, in my opinion, putting a roadblock in our path here to wake us up, to expose weaknesses, to expose problems, to make us stop and have to think about what we're doing here. And a lot of people, when they see the roadblocks, they either want to avoid them full stop, right, and just completely avoid it altogether, or they're looking for ways to get around the roadblock there, which not, and I'm saying that and not always a good way, right? We want to have the roadblock lowered or removed out of our place because we fix the holes inside of our business. That's what I'm saying. That's what God is doing to you a lot of times when you face these roadblocks in businesses. He's trying to basically slap you in the face and show you what are the problems and challenges that you are neglecting inside of your business or refusing to take care of. And those are the things that are ultimately going to hold you back long term. So when these roadblocks appear, the number one thing that you have to do is sit and pause. The first thing is sit and pause, having the awareness that the roadblock is there and really starting to dive into what are the issues here that are being exposed inside the business. Why is this roadblock continue to come up, right? Remove your emotions, remove your feelings out of what that roadblock is doing to you in the operation, but look at it from a 30,000 foot view and say, okay, why did God put this here? What are the things that I'm not thinking of right now that he's trying to expose for me that if I don't take care of today are ultimately going to hurt us as we move forward and not get us to where we want to be as a family or as a business? Those are the things there. And that's how we need to look at the roadblocks, not just in business, guys, not just the roadblocks in business in that side of our life, but also in every other area of your life as well. Now, the last piece here, and honestly, one of the toughest ones when I say God will not save your family farm operation, is a lot of us, we experience the same painful lessons over and over and over again. Have you ever stopped and thought, why? Why is that happening? Well, the answer is the longer you avoid the lesson, the more painful God is going to make the experience. And it just gets worse every time. So for example, with this is one where it's going to line up with all of you. When you continue just to term out losses over and over and over and over again. Now, from a balance sheet perspective, yeah, great. Maybe you have the equity to do that. But long term, though, that road's going to come to an end, right? Long term, you are going to have to face those problems inside of your business. And my issue with constantly terming out debt year after year, and the banks allowing people to do this, some of them, is that they don't force people to actually look at the business and really try to find out what is the foundational problem here that is causing this to continue to happen year after year, right? What are some of the holes here that are going on inside the operation? Right? They can provide the solution, which is just terming out debt, but we're not really digging into what is the problem here that's happening that is causing us to have to do this year after year. And guys, that is one right there that will literally ruin the operation. And this is one of the number one killers of family farm operations going on from generation to generation, because one generation builds it, right? They build up all this equity, which is great. They sacrificed years of paying off mortgages and all that type of stuff. Next generation, they start to eat away at all that equity. And it's no big deal to them because the bank makes it sound easy in that, hey, yeah, we can just term out these losses. But you get 5 years into it, and all of a sudden you've termed out what, $1.2, $1.6 million, whatever that number is. Some of you guys, it's going to be a lot less than that. Some of you guys, it's going to be a lot more than that, depending on the size of your operation there. But those losses compounded over time, guys, you're eating up all that balance sheet. That road's going to come to an end, and you are going to be faced with the harsh reality that instead of learning the lesson the first time or the second time and really stopping and pausing and looking at your operation and being willing to dive in and really figure out what is the symptom that's causing us to be in this situation year after year, you are going to face the harsh reality that you might lose everything because of this, right? And this is where I'm saying that God will not save your farm operation. He can put signs up in front of you and he can try to make these lessons painful as possible. But if you are not willing to look within, and after you look within, look into the operation and figure out, okay, what are the symptoms here that are causing this to happen year after year? The operation is not going to be there long term. So guys, at the end of the day, when it comes to facing these 3 types of challenges that I've really talked about, it just causes a lot of mental challenges for people, right? Across mentally, what's going on with the stories in their mind. Maybe it's with their family, maybe it's with finances, maybe it's with their relationship with God. So at the end of the day, guys, if you found this video valuable, I'm going to invite you to just subscribe. A lot of my content is built around this type of thing here because I feel like God is involved in every area of our life, and especially when it comes to business. And we need to be able to recognize these things when he is putting up roadblocks or signs in front of us and take them for what they are and use them to move forward in our lives together. So if you found this video valuable, please subscribe and we'll catch you in the next video.